Hello, soul family. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday reading. My name is Carolyn Marie Yakopich. If you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the energy in July, and I'm going to get into a reading for the collective. I do readings every Wednesday, so if you'd like to follow along, please subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and let's get started. So just a reminder that these readings are timeless, so whenever they show up here for you, there may be something here for you, and to remember to use your own discernment and your intuitive abilities to take what resonates and to leave the rest. So we'll begin with a clearing of the energy field. So just allow yourself to center into your body. Take an inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Relax your body. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Relax deeper into your body. And one more inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. We call back our energy from every space, every place, every experience, every timeline, and every dimension. And we bring our full awareness and full presence into this now moment. And I ask that the space is cleared, that our energy field is cleared, and that we open to Spirit to receive the guidance that is meant for us at this time, in alignment with each individual who finds this video, for their soul's growth and evolution, for the greater good of all. And I'll seal this in with a spray of Palo Santo into my field, sending it out into your field. And let's begin. Okay, so we are here in the month of July. Today is July 8th, and as I said, these readings are timeless. So the information coming through specifically for July is all about boundaries. Now, our aura is what governs our boundaries. And, there is a difference between feeling like we are in a reactive space and we have to create boundaries because we're taking a stand for ourselves, right? It's like putting a stake in the ground and being like, this is my space, this is your space, right? It's like a reactive space when we bring it into this manner, right? Into this situation. Whereas when we have healthy boundaries, it is our aura that is magnetic and it is also protected. So our aura is very expansive when we have healthy boundaries, meaning we don't pull our energy in and get tight and contracted around something and move from that position. It's an open, expansive space where we are relaxed in our body. Our nervous system is not in fight or flight. Our heart is open. And when we're in that space of clarity, when we're in that space of expansion, anything that is not in alignment with this radiance, with this flow, with this magnetism that we are living in, right, cannot come into our field, because we only attract what is a match to our own inner frequency. So moving further into this idea of boundaries is that really it comes down to frequency. Everything is energy. Everything is the frequency that we emit. So if there's a situation, if there's something happening, if you're bumping up against an experience or a person or, a similar situation again and again, there's something there for you. There's medicine there for you. There's a lesson. There's a resolution there for you. And so the invitation is to clear your own consciousness, to come back into alignment, to come back into a space where you feel centered within your own being and you're not being taken out emotionally off your center. And the more that you can come into that space of centeredness and recalibrate your own energy, the more you can open your heart, relax in your body, expand your aura, and those boundaries are not even something that have to happen in a conscious way. The relationships that are no longer in alignment will fall away naturally. And it'll be a choice whether or not we want to be in communion with other people, right, that have fallen away, right? It's up to us at that point if we reach out again. And maybe it is exactly where we're going that they cannot join us because it's an old version of who we are, that when we relate to that person or that situation or experience, it tethers us to the old self. It tethers us to the version of us that is actually no longer our full potential. Because we all have, different habits or behaviors or emotional responses or ways of speaking that can limit our potential. And sometimes we have negative contracts with others. And I'll explain what that means. A negative contract is when, say two people come together and you relate to each other, maybe only about, say, complaining about things. You have one complaint, they can just feed off that complaint and keep going into more complaining. And then you can find something else to complain about, and that becomes a negative contract. It's just the same as having, an addiction, and you have certain people that you share about your addictions with, right? You take part in that together and you hide from everybody else. And it's like, that's a safe space to hide, but it's a negative contract because it's holding you back from your full potential, from your full realized potential. So another thing I want to talk about right now is a little bit about timelines and timeline jumping. Now, when you think about your life and the infinite potentials that there are in front of you, it's all, again, based on your frequency matching the outcome that you are seeing for yourself as a potential, right? Now, we are in a space right now where there are multiple timelines happening at the same time. And when we shift with a choice, with a behavior, moving and shifting our frequency, we shift in and out of different timelines. So, as another example, if I'm stuck in feeling sorry for myself, or I can't move myself and I'm in a victim consciousness, that is one timeline that I'm living out. If I'm in a situation where I am feeling self-doubt and still feeling a little bit of that, I'm not sure, I'm not certain, can I do this? But then I'm like, oh, but I see there's a potential. I know somewhere inside of me I can do this. It's like I'm seeing a potential, but I'm still a little bit in the past and a little bit seeing into the future. This is another timeline, right? It's still another timeline where it's like a back and forth, a teeter-totter. And then there's the timeline where we're fully in that new expression. I am doing this. I can do this, and I am doing this. And I'm going to go for it 100% all in, giving all of my energy. And then everything gets self-realized, and it's like expansive and positive and in flow. Not to say positive like there won't be any challenges in this timeline, but there is a big difference between being in the I can do it and I can't do it, right? It's like the all or nothing. We're also in a 10-year, which is the all or nothing energy. That's the theme of this year. So you have the victim consciousness, you have the I can do it consciousness, right? The, embodied consciousness. And then you've got the I'm not sure. And so those are three specific timelines, right? If you think of one thing that you really want to do in your life, you will probably notice that you have a few different beliefs about that thing, about you not being able to do it, about the potential of you being able to do it, and the knowingness that you can do it, right? So those are just an example of three timelines, but we have infinite timelines. And all that is required for us to match a certain timeline is the frequency that we are emitting, what we are living, you know, how we are being within our own energy. So this consists of course, our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, and the actions that we take every day, our choices, what we are doing every day. So I can stay in the victim consciousness and choose to stay in bed because I'm not feeling worthy or I'm not feeling good about myself. Or I can take a step. And whatever it is that I'm wanting to create, I can take a step and get myself out of bed and get myself moving. And then I move into a different timeline. It's a much different experience than staying stuck in bed, right? So we can also think of, timelines as almost identity shifts, right? It's like we're shifting our identity, our personal identity, how we feel about ourselves, how we experience life through ourselves. So there is a lot that can be said about timeline shifting and timeline jumping. One movie that I mentioned, I haven't seen it in years, so I feel like if I could go back and watch it, I don't know would I recommend it, but I know when I was growing up, when I was, I think at least 25 years ago, I don't know how old this movie is, but 25 years ago, let's say that. I feel like I was a teenager, so it could have been even beyond that amount of time. But the movie The One, I think it's Bruce Lee, Jet Li, not Bruce Lee. It's not that old. It's Jet Li. And so the movie is called The One. It's not exactly, I don't remember it being very lighthearted where, it's not like there's these multiple timelines and they're like all expansive and beautiful and positive. He's basically a fighter and he's got himself living all these different timelines, right? He's living simultaneously in all these different timelines. And the one of him goes into these timelines and I think he kills himself in all the other timelines from what I remember so that he becomes one. So if you've ever heard the term collapsing timelines, I also prefer to use merging timelines. It's like what we did at the beginning of this reading is I call back my energy from every space, every place, every experience, every timeline, every dimension. Now I'm fully present in this moment. And when I'm fully present in this moment, it's like I'm a blank canvas and I can choose what it is that I want to create with my thoughts, with my words, with my feelings, with my beliefs, with my choices, with my actions. Because in the present moment, everything else dissolves. So when I'm fully capable of saying I'm present, then the clarity can come and the choice can be clear. And sometimes there isn't a choice right in front of us in the present moment. We're simply meant to sit still until the messages do come. So I hope this helps with a little bit of explaining of timelines. I know there was a request for me to share more about it. So if you have more questions, please comment below and I'll be happy to answer. So for now, I'd like to get into the cards. And one more message is actually coming through before I get into the shuffle here, is that thinking about our boundaries, right? And even how those are two different timelines. Feeling very tense in the body, feeling like I have to stick up for myself and I have to create a boundary and I have to say something because if I don't say something, it's not going to change. But saying things don't necessarily change things when the frequency is not resolved internally. So the inner work is necessary to create that shift. It's like leaving an abusive relationship only to come into another abusive relationship. in a different appearance, in a different clothing, in a different, with a different person. So it really is about the inner work of doing that clearing. So one timeline is me still living in the frequency of abuse, and then my other timeline is in the frequency of clearing. I don't know if you see, I have to figure out why this happens. I just saw balloons pop up on my screen. I don't know. There's something that changed in my Zoom. I don't know what it is, but it's okay. But that's the celebration. We're no longer in the timeline of abuse, right? We've cleared the abuse out of our system. And now we're attracting healthy relationships where the boundaries aren't necessary because we've already opened our hearts, healed our nervous system, relaxed our body, expanded our field, and we have the healthy boundaries now. So let's get into the messages that are coming through in the cards for July. Spirit, what wants to come through as a general message of guidance? Okay. Okay, so the first message that came through is Heart of Ascension. So I just love that. I was just talking about our boundaries coming from the heart. I'll expand on that a little bit more. So our aura expands only when our heart is open. If you think about an experience where you feel unsafe, instantly we close our energy, right? So when we close our energy because we don't feel safe, we tighten up, right? When we tighten up, our aura, our energetic field starts to collapse. It starts to come in towards the body because we need to pull from our energy field to protect us, because maybe we need to start running away from a threat. That's the natural occurrence that happens between the energy field and the physical body when we're in a fight or flight state, fight, flight, or freeze. So when we are safe in our bodies, so think of a time when you feel safe and you're with somebody that you can trust and you can be open with and you're relaxed with, you're open, you're having a heart to heart. What happens is the more that the heart opens, right? And an easy way to open the heart, it might not be easy all the time, but practicing gratitude, being mindful of everything that you're grateful for, the little blessings, the big blessings, everything that comes, everything that you have, everything that's on its way. Holding that space of gratitude and that feeling of gratitude starts to open and expand the heart, which then means that my body doesn't need the energy to run, to fight, to flight, right? I can just be relaxed and open my field. So the more my heart is open, the more I expand into my full capacity, into my energy. And this is the heart of ascension, right? The heart is the bridge to higher consciousness. We have the three lower centers that hold the anger, the fear, the resentment, the shame, the blame, the abusive energy, the victim consciousness. It's all in these lower centers being held until we shift the energy, right? Whatever emotions that we hold in those lower centers, if we don't move our energy, they're just going to stay stuck, and we're going to be sitting in a heavy, dense feeling within our body. Have you ever had an experience where you've done something, say, you've had an emotional release, you've cried, and then it just like you can feel an openness, a lightness about how you feel because you've allowed yourself to shed those tears. I've had this experience multiple times doing breath work, like very deep somatic rebirthing breath work, where it's like rebirthing new life into my system. And it's like the breath itself can move so much energy in the body. That's why breath work can be so powerful to assist us in this time of ascension, in this time of evolution. And ascension doesn't mean we're going anywhere. Ascension means we're anchoring in the physical body, higher frequencies of light. So that means it's important to ground, it's important to be connected with our physical body. Because like I said, you can't be in a fight or flight state and open your heart. And if you don't open your heart, you don't ascend up the rainbow bridge of consciousness of the chakra system and open into the bigger, greater vastness of potential that you are innately within you. So, looking at the other words, expansion. Expansion is one of the subwords, of course. Expansion, love for all, playfulness, and release the past, right? I talked about presence already. Release the past. And a lot of those, stress responses come from the past. They come from a memory of the past. And so being mindful of when you go into one of those stress responses, is this true in this moment in time? And then what is the step I can take to shift my frequency, shift my reaction, shift this experience so that I am in alignment again with the present moment and that blank canvas to create something new. Playfulness, very important right now. Playfulness is so, so important. We just had Jupiter enter into Leo, and this will be the next year. There will be another little retrograde that happens, but Jupiter in Leo is the time to just really step into your playfulness, your joy, your inspiration, really allowing yourself to feel like childlike, right? And it also, Leo is courage. It's like front and center, showing your authenticity, right? Being yourself fully, expressing yourself fully. And Leo's a lot of the time connected to the heart center. So all of this coming through in perfect timing as always. The other card that came out with it is Earth Angel. So I feel like you may be someone who a lot of people come to for help, to share their problems with. They might come for guidance, for you to just hold space for them. People feel safe in your presence. People may have even told you you are an earth angel. And just know that your kindness, your sensitivity, your compassion is needed now more than ever. It really is. So I'm just hearing, keep spreading your wings, because there are moments where the heart closes. And so remember that this is the key that will open the doorways. This is the key that will expand your wings so you can continue to serve both yourself in the most aligned way and serve everyone that comes into your space with a full cup, so that you're not in a depleted state, so that you're not feeling left like you're empty, right? So just keep filling your cup, keep doing the things to nurture you, and keep spreading your wings, keep shining your light, keep being playful, keep letting your authenticity shine through. A lot of the times we are selective about how we share ourselves with others. And sometimes, yes, there's a time and place to fully, be our full-on self, and being aware of that is one thing, but also just being mindful of where you may be afraid to say something, to share something, to share a part of your life with somebody. And just noticing those patterns when they arise. And know that you are meant to keep spreading your wings and keep showing people who you are authentically. And the more that you do that, the more that the people that are meant to be with you on the path, the ones that will support you, the ones that may come to you for help. Maybe you have clients, maybe you work one-to-one, maybe you work with groups, but it's like what I'm getting is the more that you can fully bring yourself in alignment with your multidimensional nature, using your voice. I'm hearing it's time to start using your voice. You may be somebody who shares a lot of messages from other people. And maybe you're writing things out now. Maybe you're on social media and you write a lot. We need to see your face now. We need to hear your voice now, because the codes are going to come through your voice. And maybe you're also on one platform and it's time to start to open to other places, to really show yourself, to really be seen, to be visible, to be heard. It says here too, with Earth Angel, divine abilities. So like I said, the multidimensionality, your gifts coming through. It's time to really cultivate who you are and embody that. Okay, so a little more guidance from Spirit now, asking for a card to support us in how to bring forth these gifts. What is the next step that will support us? It can't be more perfect. Know yourself. I know I've picked this one before in a reading. It's like I'm speechless. When we go deep into self-awareness and self-observation, we open so much potential within ourselves, because in the moment we become self-aware. Just like I said, the heart is the key that opens us to our full potential. Self-awareness is the key that opens our liberation, opens us to our liberation. So it is really about knowing who we are, seeing who we are in the dark, in the light, in the integration of both. It's really about celebrating. This being looks really, really happy and comfortable and sensual within herself, like just really owning all parts of herself, right? And knowing that whatever the story was that you grew up with, that you moved through, your challenges, your, mistakes you've made, right? The things that you would judge yourself about, they all shaped who you are. And they all are part of your sacred medicine of who you are supposed to be in your full potential. When you fully embrace all those aspects within you, then the people that really are looking for you will find you. Your soul family will just show up. So really, really coming back to the self again and again to know who you are. Meditate. Who am I? The veil is lifting and opening. So you're opening into new dimensions, right? Within yourself, opening into new dimensions. And the more that you see, the more that you shift and change, right? The moment you see where you're holding yourself back and you do something to change that, you start to liberate energy within yourself, which causes you to again opening into a new dimension of who you are. And also, meditation, of course, is important, coming into stillness, coming into self-awareness. Who am I? I saw a post today about basically about not being able to put a label on who we are. And, it's true. Like, I have ebbed and flowed into, I'm a spiritual mentor, I'm a divine feminine coach, I'm a sacred feminine leadership coach, or a mentor. I'm a Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher. I'm a belly dancer. I'm a belly dance teacher. Like, the list can go on, right? And I'm not speaking just, oh, look at me. I'm speaking in general, the multidimensionality of those of us that have been on the path and done multiple trainings, have multiple qualifications, not only from systems that are already currently on the earth, but we are channeling new systems of light onto the earth. We are channeling new modalities, new healing techniques. So much is happening right now if we just remain open to it. And that's the thing with, who am I? Well, first and foremost, I am a vessel for the divine to express through me, right? And so for me to just say that I am a vessel, it keeps me clear to allow whatever needs to flow through in that moment to flow through. And yes, it's okay to have, titles, right? It's not like, say you're a dentist or a doctor, you're not going to be like, well, I'm going to not identify with my title anymore because, like, we need titles, right? We're still in a time where putting a word on it or words on it, a label on it, right? It's just, the bigger message is that we're not meant to fit into a box. Even if it's a box we've created for ourselves that is really comfortable, we're not meant to be in that box because there's so much potential that we have not yet tapped into. So the more that you know yourself, the more you get quiet within yourself, the more you meditate, the more you open into your potential by lifting the veil of illusion, the more you will be able to really rise in the fullness of who you are, and everything that you are meant to attract in this lifetime will be coming into your life. The relationships, the career, the clients, the finances, all of it. Whatever it is that you've seen for yourself. So this is another thing about timelines. If you've seen it for yourself, whether visually, you've felt it, you've thought it, it's something you want to do, it already exists in the field. Now, all that's required is shifting your frequency. The shift in frequency comes from the thoughts you're thinking, the beliefs that you have, and the feelings you're feeling. The thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs. So, we don't know the difference between an event that's happened or an event that is in the future that we are thinking about, right? So we can retrain our body out of the past to start to visualize a new future, think about a new future, and start to train ourselves to feel the emotion of already living it, already experiencing it, what that feels like in our body, feeling the gratitude for being on that vacation and letting your feet touch the sand and feeling the ocean, coming up into the shore and washing over your feet, and just feeling the sun shining on your skin and just feeling the peace as you hear the birds moving by, right? It's just like getting into the sensory state within you of the reality that you want to create, and feeling the feelings, seeing it internally for yourself, feeling it in your body, and feeling that gratitude and that expansion of being there. And that starts to shift your frequency in alignment with that timeline. So I feel like one more card wants to come through to complete this message today. So we'll see. Oh, 2 more messages. Okay, wow. So family of light. You know, the family of light really reminds me of Shasta energy. And then we have Ellen of the Ways, which is Avalon. So this is my home. This is my home right here. um, so the guides are coming through strong. Telos, the fifth dimensional beings, right? Avalon. It there is so much coming through multidimensionally, and it's really about being open, being clear to connect in with your guides, with your elementals, with the dragons, with the elvens, with the fae, with whatever comes through for you. There are beings that you work with, and they are communicating with you now. So with the family of light, you can just see the downloads coming from the cosmos all the way down through the aura into this being and landing into the higher heart. And you see the being meditating here, right? So going into this stillness to create the expansion. So we can look at this two ways, like the energy, the downloads are coming down, and this being is receiving the downloads from the meditation. And it goes both ways, right? We meditate, we open our energy field, and we expand up to make the connection as above, so below, as below, so above. Receiving then the divine expression through us, and this further opens us into the expansion of the light body that we are. This message says signs, guidance, innate and ancient wisdom. So it's all coming through. The number on this card is 11. It's the gateway to higher consciousness. And then Ellen of the Ways, attune to nature's signs to find your way, follow your heart. Couldn't be more in alignment with today's message. So again, connecting to the earthly realms, connecting to inner earth, connecting to the elementals, as I said, the beings within the earth. So really, I love it. These last two cards talk about anchoring into the earth, connecting into the realms, the unseen realms within the earthly plane, and then connecting into the unseen realms within the cosmos, within the cosmic womb, within the universe, the multiverse, right? So anchoring into the physical body, expanding into the light body, and merging both together. And this is the true ascension happening when we anchor these higher frequencies into our body. So what I can say is that better time than ever right now to talk about initiation, because this is exactly the work that we are doing in initiation. We are connecting to the earth, we're connecting to the stars, we are tuning in to the higher frequencies. And you know what? Give me one moment, because my cat will not stop meowing. It's like she's now coming in as the messenger. Give me 1 second. Come on. Yeah, come on. Come say hi. We hear you. Come on. Okay. So this is what we are doing in initiation. We are working with the multidimensional planes. She really wants to be heard right now. So we are working within the multidimensional realms, working in our physical body to release the energies that are holding us back. So the emotional imprints that we have in the archetypes of the maiden, mother, and crone. So there are sisterhood wounds that run through the collective. There are mother wounds that run through the collective. There are, I want to say crone, but anti-aging wounds that run through the collective, right? We have all of these areas in our body where we hold restriction, where we hold belief systems, where we hold traumas from the past, the shame, the guilt, you know. So when we look at moving into the maiden, we are really moving into the threshold of becoming a woman. And there is so much shift and so much change that happens with us at that age. So we look at all of our beliefs, everything we've been taught, and we do clearing, very, very deep clearing, so that we can fully become empowered in our sacred sensuality and sexuality in the maiden energy. And our sacred sexuality is our ability to create with the divine. Whether it is with a partner, whether it is with ourselves, being a creative birthing process of a project, of, piece of artwork, whatever it is, right? There is a birthing process that happens when it comes into sacred union. And then we move into the mother, and we start to look at what our relationship with our mother was starting in the womb, right? That's the beginning, starting at conception. The beliefs, the feelings, the emotions, everything that was going on, how we were mothered or how we weren't mothered, how things we were missing out on. And we start to release and heal and clear all of that, so that we come into that clear vessel of who we are and how we want to show up and how we want to both mother ourselves and mother others. Not necessarily meaning we have to be a mother with a physical child being birthed. But when we are holding the feminine frequency on the planet, we are the mother. So coming into the embodiment and the expansion of the divine mother frequency. And then coming into the energy of the crone and really moving through all the belief systems of getting older. And not only that, but this is the key in the crone energy to self-trust and self-love. So this is a very deep process where we start to deconstruct all of the belief systems that are limiting us from loving ourselves, from trusting ourselves, and opening into that full potential and that full awareness of knowing that we are fully capable and we are fully worthy of love and of creating the life that we want to live. So if this feels something that resonates with you, if it feels like it resonates and it's calling to you, comment below initiation, and I will send you more details. This is a program that I run for women once a year, and it really is one of the most powerful experiences that I have ever held space for. And it started last year, my first one that I put together, and it all came through when I was living in Avalon with Ellen of the Ways, when I was living in Avalon, all around the triple goddess energy, around coming into our full authenticity, and I think it was 2 weeks ago, my reading that came through was really, really powerful around so many of us, and I mentioned it briefly today, are here to bring new modalities into the earthly plane. We are here to actually create something that is new as part of the new earth frequency. And so really it is about trusting the guidance. And yes, we might have multiple modalities that are already systems that have been in place for, many, many years. However, there is this unique expression of you that is necessary on the planet right now. So if you know that you are ready to lead from a space of alignment in your sacred feminine power, where you are fierce and loving and bold and just really fully, gracefully present with your life in holding space for yourself and others, this is your invitation to slow down. Because this is what this whole program is about. It's slowing down and doing less and being more. So again, like I said, comment initiation, and I will send you the details. I will actually, even in the description, post a link where you can book a call with me to connect, to ask questions, find out more about the program, and just see if it's in alignment for you at this time. And I would love to have a conversation with you. So feel free to book there. And I guess for now we are complete. Thank you so much for being here on this reading, and I look forward to see you at the next one.